that's why it's working. And that's why that's what's working right now. Does this make sense? I want to be sure you're following me. Good. So that's why this makes sense, because we need to handle different things. And I know there's a lot of people who's holding back from doing challenges because it feels maybe a little bit scary to have a challenge, because what do I need to say and how do I do running challenges and needing to meet people over several days? Or maybe I also know there's a lot of people doing challenges, but they are just not converting. They're just not converting. And if our challenges is not converting, yeah, it's not just because you were not nice enough or didn't have the right intention or didn't have the right frequency or the right energy. No, you probably did not have the right tactics. That's it. It's a mix of doing different things. So we have done right now, Lucas and me, we have done more than 40 challenges. We are doing challenges every week. No, we're not. Every month. Every month. We have run more than 40 challenges. We sold more than 2 million euro just on challenges alone. So it's just another way to move our audience faster forward and to do it in what we think is beautiful, because what we like to do is what we call the marketing as success in advance, result in advance marketing. And that's what we see challenges at, because we have time to give the participants a taste of what we're doing before they need to make a decision on why, if they should buy. It feels amazing to do like that. So if you're struggling, and the problems I see for a lot of coaches is that you probably have a challenge with happy participants, but no sales. Or it might feel pushy, or you're struggling getting sales calls from your challenge. Or it might feel that it's hard for you to convert the sales calls because you get a lot of objections when you do get the sales calls. So they're just still not buying. What we get on the sales calls is, yeah, it really sounds good. I really want that, but I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have time. Anyone ever had that? Yeah, I bet you have, right? So we need to look into that. And we need to start by understanding, what is it that we are doing? What is it we're doing? And I know that, let's take this one first. The challenges is a part of the training that goes under the millionaire events. And I hear sometimes that people are afraid of running challenges because they're afraid of people who want to participate. And, they want to steal my trainings. They want to steal my stuff. And the thing is, yeah, there will be some people who are there to steal your stuff. But you know what? What we realize is that it's less than we would actually think if there would be there just to steal your stuff. That's one thing. It's not really that big a problem. But the thing is also, people will and can steal your trainings. But you know what? I believe that was actually Tony Robbins who said that once in an event. And it was so brilliant. He was asked the question, so what do you think about a lot of people stealing your stuff and doing the things that you're doing and using that to as their own? And you know what he said? It was so brilliant. He said, yeah, they can do that. But the fact is that when they are doing that, when they start doing that, it's old stuff, because I'm already way ahead of that. Then we want to also understand, what is the event? When we are doing a challenge, the thing is, what is the event? There's two kinds of events. When we're running events, there's always two kinds of events. It's either, you can't see my screen, sorry. It's either what we call a fulfilling event. Might be spelled wrong, that's okay. It's either an event that's there to fulfill, or it's an event that we call a sales event. So we need to know, what is it that we are actually doing? When we are doing fulfillment events, it's typical when we do the SPS event, the speaker on stage, it's a fulfillment event. It's just clear training. There's no pitch, there's nothing. You can buy anything. So every training we have when we are doing that kind of events is clearly a fulfillment event. This event is our boot camp. It's a sales event. Absolutely, it is a sales event. But when we're doing sales events, we also want to make sure that it's valuable. We need to make valuable events, but we need to have it designed as a sales event, because it's the designs of a fulfillment event and a sales event is completely different. They are not built in the same way. So because it has two different outcomes. So when you're doing an event, you need to understand, what is this event? Is it to fulfill, give value, but not move people to take action to the next step? Or is it a sales event? And if it's a sales event, there's just some things we need to put into them. But no matter what kind of event you want to have, you always make sure that it's valuable. I believe it was Albert Einstein who said that don't try to achieve success. Try to make sure that you strive for becoming more valuable to people. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to make sure, how will I make sure that what I'm doing will be a bridge to make people move forward. If that makes sense, please write bridge. Please write bridge. I want to make sure that we understand this. We want to build our sales events. And remember, we are coaches when we deliver, but we are also owners when we design the event. So we make sure we have the seating, the pitching, the handle objections, all of those things that makes people move. People do not move because it feels good to be at your event. I'm sorry, they don't. I see you, Meta. I see you. Oh my God, I see you. You see what's the difference here? And I know it's not that it feels good to be on your event that will make people move forward. It's when you make sure that you have done the things that will make them take that step. Good. Perfect. So let's build the event. And we want to understand, be aware of the pleaser when delivering events. Yeah, absolutely. So when we're building our ascension, we all have an ascension. We can call it a funnel also. We all have that. But it depends just if you are aware of it or not aware of it, because there's always a funnel. So the first step is that you want to give value. And you do that for free. After you have given some free value, you do that on social media. That's why we have the weekly client generator, right? That's why you in DTL have module free. That's all about doing content and all of this. It's all about giving free value. So people would stop up and see, oh my God, there's something you have that I'm interested. It makes me curious. It makes me want to move forward. And then the next step that comes is that you will do what we call a demonstration. And we will do the demonstration. In this case, that demonstration would be a challenge. It could be a webinar, it could be a workshop, it could be a lot of things. So we make a free demonstration. A demonstration where we can show what we do, give something away that's for free and giving value, but it is designed to have them to move forward, so they will get into your book as a sales call with you. Strategy session, a sales call, or clarity call, or whatever. So you will have them on a call, and on that call, you will realize on the call if they should go into your program. And then when you run your program, sometimes what you do is that you put in another demonstration, and you find out maybe what they really need is moving onwards to your high-end program. So everything here is a funnel. Everything is about making sure that you always have that next thing to move forward towards. Make sense? Are you following me? I want to make sure we are on the same page. You follow me. So this is how your ascension will work. And it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It doesn't matter who's your avatar. It's the same. And you might not have right now the high-end program, and that means you might not have a demonstration. You might just have a little bit of a fulfillment event that will help your clients in your low-end program to feel good or have some more bonus value. So what we'll do is that we will look into this demonstration of how to move people forward. Good. And let me just. So what we're going to go through now is the challenge content framework. And this is a 5-day challenge. We will have 5 different things we want to look into and design so we will move people forward. The first thing is day 1, talk about the vehicle. Day 2 is putting up the mirror so you can have people look at themselves and realize what is it they want. Day 3 is about handling the external false belief they have why they are not moving forward. Day 4 is all about the emotional pitch and closing. And then the day 5 is about giving the repitch and the next steps. So we want to break this down together. But we start with understanding what's the promise. Every time you want to move people forward, there needs to be a promise. There needs to be something that makes people take the step. Why should I take the next step? Why should I take the next step? Why should I take the next step? There always need to be a promise on in your funnel, so we know why should I move. So that's what we need to understand. And when you're doing get back. When you're doing the promise for your challenge, what is it I get out of being your challenge? The only thing you really want to do is find your big promise. If you have your program over here, this is your program. In your program, when you build your program, what you will do is that you will do in detail, you build the irresistible offer, it's in module 5. And in the 1%, you will use the pentagram offer builder. And that means that you will have a promise when people buy your program. You will have that. So your program has some big promise. When you're doing a demonstration, the only thing you want to do is look at your big promise, and you want to make a small promise that could just be one step of the way. Just be one step away from your, like on the same path, but it's just a smaller promise within your big promise. How will I change this? So when we're doing one of our challenges, we are doing the promise in detail is that you will make at least 10K. That is our promise in detail. So the promise of the challenge would be, right now we have a promise saying you'll get your program. You will have your program designed. Another promise we have in another challenge is that you will have the first 3 clients, paying clients. Can you see there's a red thread between giving the promise of making 10K, because in order for me to make 10K, what I need to do is I need to have a program and I need to have the first clients to make the 10K. So it's aligned. What I do see for some coaches is that they have a promise in their program that is not on the same line as what they do in their program. And that's very confusing. If you have a promise down here and it has nothing to do with what you do in your program, you are misdirecting the people. You're getting the wrong avatar into your demonstration, meaning it's going to be harder for you to move them forward to your program, because there's like a mismatch between what you're doing here and getting them moving forward. So just give that small thing that is, if you are helping people to lose weight, what might be a good idea is to get the right gear for running on your, as a promise for your first step. So what is the first step in my big promise? And it needs to be a step that people thinks it is valuable. So they will say, yes, I want that thing. I want to have that promise so we can move people. Make sense? A small promise from your bigger promise. That's what we want. Just that one thing that will make people move that one step forward. That's what we want at this level. So then we have some questions we need to determine. We need to understand how long of an event should I do? And what we do right now is 5 days. We do it 5 days in a row, but we will always, we have also done a 10-day event, but with 5 live meetings, just with a break between. You can do this. You can also do a 4 days with 3 live calls. You can do it differently. So what you need to decide on the length of your event. What we are going to go through right now is 5 days, because we know 5 days is really good length and it's really working very well at the moment. So that's why we'll do that. But you need to decide on what you want. Then you need to make the decision. What is the promise I want to have on the event? Why should people come to my event? That's basically it. Why should people come to my event? And then you need to decide on 3 pieces of content or topics or lessons you want to give away on your event. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to give you right now 2 minutes to just decide on, see we have here, decide on, oh, stop, we're going too fast. Decide on what length do you want? And if you have nothing else to think about right now, do 5 days, train the 5 days. Decide on what promise could I do? And decide on, if you look into your programs, what 3 topics or what 3 lessons could I talk about? If I'm working with weight loss, yeah, it might be how to get most out of you be more efficient in your training. It might be what not to eat if you want to lose weight, and it might be the gear that will help you to move forward faster. So it could be like that. What is the 3 topics you want to give away? So you actually, because we want we want it to be valuable. It's not just jumping into your event and just being sold to all the time. You want to put in some value. So it's actually also giving a training. So you want 3 pieces. Then also, no, we'll do that first. Do you understand? I'm going to give you 2 minutes first to just think for yourself what you want to do in length, promise, and the 3 steps. Then what I'll do is I will ask you to go into a breakout room, and no, we'll wait with that. We'll do that first. I'm going to change my plan a little bit because I want you to get the most out of this. So what we'll do is just these 3, spend 2 minutes right now. Got the task? You know what to do? Beautiful. Give you 2 minutes to do this.
You're muted, Sanne.
Thank you. So now it's going to be easier for you. So what you got the first 3 steps. You understand what could I train them about, and you might need to change it. That's okay. It does not have to be perfect right now. You just need to have something. And then you want to look at the next thing. And the next thing is that you need to understand what is the objections your crowd will have. And that could be internal objections and it's external objections. So what could an internal objection be? Can you please help me to write in the chat? What could an internal objection be? It could be, I'm not good enough. I'm not far enough. Maybe it won't work for me. Maybe I can't do it. I'm not ready. That's an internal. I failed before, and because I failed before, I don't think I can do it. So it's everything about why would they not move forward, because they have internal objections. I tried everything. Yeah, exactly. So that's all internal objections. Then external objections. What's external? What could an external objection thing be? So external objections, see, I don't have money. I don't have the time. Or I think it's just not what I need. It's not, I don't think the program is the right thing for me. I don't think it's having this. Maybe it's just not made for me. So there will be a lot of things going on internally and externally that will hold people back. I think I can do it on my own. Right? My husband, my partner, that's an external objection. My partner says this. I don't think my partner should say, my time. Yeah, exactly. All of this is external. It's something outside. It has nothing to do with me, but there's a lot of reason why it's not now or not for me, right? You understand the internal and the external. So I'm going to give you another 2 minutes to write down on that piece of paper what could be the external and the internal objections you will have for people moving forward. If you don't know, just go back to when you're on a strategy session, on a sales call, what is it they're telling you? Why is it they are not moving forward? So just write down, you'll get 2 minutes to write down some objections you need to handle.